that gives you the reality of what goes on the streets of Yonkers. Pure and raw. Some people love it, some people hate it, but that's life, isn't it, Lorraine?
Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Thank you for having me, Ben.
Okay, now those that don't know the lady that is sharing my screen with me, which it's hard to believe, it's Lorraine Lopez. Lorraine,
I only did it because you asked me a million times in the last 6 years.
cut it off. You've been begging me for this, and I've been telling you no, no, no. No,
Okay.
jokes
Yeah,
aside,
that's true.
jokes aside, I've been actually been asking Lorraine for a long time. Let's do this, Lorraine. Let's do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
one thing or another, sometimes her schedule doesn't permit her to step forward. She was not living in Yonkers. My schedule sometimes it's a little crazy, but that doesn't matter anymore because we here
Yeah.
now, we here, and that's all that really matters, guys. Before we
Together
go,
again.
yeah, before we go forward with this interview and start asking questions, let me give you guys a warning, a friendly warning. We here to address issues that affect our community. I'm not here to answer personal questions. I'm not here to address questions that you might have about me or about Lorraine. And anyone that comes here with the intent of harassing, bother, not just us, but other members, believe me, I will not hesitate in taking you off all of our Yonkers Voice platform. So I'm giving you a fair warning, right? Do you think, am I being fair, Lorraine?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Really. Yeah.
So remember, I'm not here asking you for suggestions on how to run Yonkers Voice. I'm just telling you exactly how I'm going to act if you step out of line. Lorraine,
Yeah.
we have a big problem going on. Okay,
Yeah.
it's to be honest, it's scary. Okay, it
And it should be.
it
And it should be. And people, I'm not saying people should be terrified, but people should be afraid. Yeah, absolutely.
people should be afraid, and it's scary at multiple levels. Not just because we have a deadly virus, which I
Yeah.
consider it to be serious, but not
Yeah.
just serious, it's deadly serious because it
Yeah.
kills. Okay,
Yeah. It does.
that's one problem. The second
Hmm.
issue is there is people out there that are not taking this damn thing serious.
Yeah.
Yeah? We see teens on the street, riding a bike, playing basketball, even though the city is doing its best to shut down the basketball fields. But guess what? The city cannot do everything. They cannot keep an eye on our kids 24/7. It's our
No, they're
job.
not babysitters.
Exactly. It's our job as parents to know where those kids are.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I totally agree with you. I mean, as far as the city is concerned, they are really, really doing the best that they can. I mean, last week I wrote a note to the mayor because I was very upset with Lake Avenue because there were kids there was people in the basketball court, there was people making out. It was horrible. So I sent a note to the mayor, and the next day they took the basketball stuff down, and I went back and it was completely empty. I mean, they're trying to be proactive, but they're also being reactive. If you call them, if you let them know, listen, there's an issue here, they do go out. They do go out.
But Lorraine, they do go out, and I see it, and I know it for a fact. But to
Yeah.
be honest, personally, I don't see the need. If you have a child and you know what's going on, keep your child at home. Does the city needs to go and shut down basketball for me not to allow my son to go play basketball? I couldn't care
Well,
less. Go ahead.
yeah, yeah. Well, unfortunately, we got a lot of like teenagers, early 20-something-year-olds that think they're
Invincible, right?
yeah, is that the word invisible? They go home. They have Spanish speaking parents. They go home and they tell their mom, "Oh, it's okay," or their grandmother, "Oh, it's okay. I'm not gonna catch it. I'm pretty healthy." And what they don't realize is that if you go out there, you touch anything, a bench, anything, you can come home and you can bring it home to your mom, to your grandmother, to your children.
I'm glad that you mentioned grandmas. You know, grandma, if you are watching, if you are listening, yes, your grandchild might not catch it, or he might catch it and don't even realize that he or she did. But guess what?
They could be asymptomatic. Yes,
Yeah,
they could be asymptomatic and not know.
yeah. But guess what, Grandma? That virus that your grandson, granddaughter carries can kill you. They
Yeah,
can pass that on to you, and they will never know if it was them or not. So keep your children at home.
yeah.
Period. Now, Lorraine, we
Por
brought,
favor,
yeah,
quédase en la casa.
right. Tell them in Spanish for those that don't speak English, Lorraine.
See, I'm not really Spanish. I'm Spanglish here because I'm from the south side of
That's
Yonkers.
okay.
But
We
let
understand
me
you.
just, yeah, let me just say, por favor, señoras y señores, esto es un virus que es terrible y mata. La realidad es que mata, que está matando a la gente. Por favor, si usted tiene hijos, si tiene nietos que se están quedando con usted, a- a- evita que por favor se quede en la casa. Esto es por un tiempo nada más, unas cuantas semanas, pero si seguimos así y seguimos en la calle, va a llegar a meses. Nosotros no podemos estar en una situación así para poder evitar que usted enferme o peor que se muera. Usted tiene que estar en la casa, tiene que tener los hijos en la casa, los sobrinos, los nietos en la casa, no pueden salir.
That's so true. That's so true. Now,
Yeah,
we heard about a couple cases. I am not
yeah,
going to say that it's confirmed, and it really
mm,
doesn't make a difference if it's confirmed or not. Of a
yeah,
few bodies that were picked up in some streets in Yonkers, uh, Linden, and other places. We posted
yeah.
a picture that was sent to us. We didn't take that picture. That picture was
Mm.
taken to us, sent to us by a concerned resident in that area. We, on purpose, did not give the exact address, but a lot of people knew about it.
Yeah, they knew where it was. I knew where it was when I
Yeah,
saw the picture. Yeah.
and everything indicated that it was a corona case. Maybe it wasn't, but it kind of inclined that way, because right now the recommendation is to assume that everyone got it. It's to assume that everybody that you see picked up in a building, park, or whatever, got it, because
Yeah.
we never know. Okay, and we had somebody that came on the page. You are lying. The person did not have corona. I work at Westchester County Medical Examiner when the body arrived, and this is on the same day that the body arrived, and that person
Uh-huh.
did not have coronavirus. Well, guys, let me tell you how this works. Okay, I worked for many years in New Jersey, Newark, at UMDNJ, which is University of Medicine and Dentistry of New Jersey. I have seen
That's it.
okay, I have seen many autopsies, not on
Mm-hmm.
YouTube, not reading, not in a film. Me right there as the autopsy is being done. When a body,
Okay.
when the body arrives at the autopsy room, nobody knows the cause of death at that moment. That person who said it was at the morgue and the person did not have coronavirus was lying. Okay, maybe the
Mm.
person doesn't have coronavirus, but you cannot say that because you work at the morgue and the body just arrived. The way it works is the body is open
Mm-hmm.
from here down to the center from both ends. Then an incision is made from the center down. It's open. Certain organs are removed. They are weighted in a scale because each organ is supposed to have a certain amount of weight. So by the weight of the organs, they can tell you if something is normal or not normal, like an enlarged heart or liver. That is an
Yeah.
indication of something, okay? And then the brain is removed, it's sliced, and the organ, and they take little pieces, which are sent to the lab. Takes about between 3 to 9 weeks for the results to come back in. Then they
So
make it.
that person, there's no way that person could have known.
Exactly. There is no
Yeah.
way that person could come on our page and say, "I work at the morgue. The body didn't." There is no way, because in one day,
Mhm.
yet in a few hours, there is no way you can determine. My point is this, guys: we don't
Mhm.
put nothing out there just because we want to lie to you. We put things because we want to keep you safe. We want to let you know what's going on. Then what you
Mhm.
do with that information is up to you. If you think we lie, then so be it. If you want to take it serious, then so be it. Okay. My suggestion, Lorraine, to all is assume that everyone around you got it.
Happen. Yes.
Okay. Assume
Yeah.
that everybody is contaminated. So if you see a body coming out of a building and you have to go in that building, don't start touching everything. Protect yourself. Assuming things and taking precaution. It's always good. It's
I mean,
always the
I
best.
saw I saw a doctor yesterday talking about that everyone that comes into the emergency room in the hospital, he assumes that they have it. He says because the majority of the time they do have it. I mean, it's that widespread.
And even if they don't have it, and you assume that they have it, how does that going to hurt you?
Yeah, I know. It'll protect you, actually. It'll protect you,
Exactly.
yeah.
It's going to
Yeah.
protect you. So it's
But they'll
scary.
put you in isolation, they'll keep you containment, and you can stay away from those that do have it while they figure out what's going on with you. Yeah.
But you know something, Lorraine? One
But
of my problems is especially Latinos. Okay, guys, I'm not Latino, but I think I am sometimes. Okay, I feel like I am. Here, Latinos in Yonkers and probably everywhere, but since we are in Yonkers, we focus in Yonkers. Many of
okay.
Latinos families, they live 2 and 3 families in a building. Okay,
Hmm.
within those families, they have sometimes 2 and 3 kids in the same room. How in the world
Hmm.
is possible to maintain a social distance when you live in quarters where you're only a few feet away, or you cough, you're in the living room, you cough, then you go out, leave the living room, somebody else might walk in the living room. How the hell
But
can
you know
this?
what? You avoid that fear by staying home.
No,
By
but
staying if they don't go out, you don't have to worry about them.
Lorraine,
This
but
is
my question is this: you live in the same apartment, and in the same
yeah.
apartment, you have 2 and 3 families sometimes to share rent because whatever money they make is not enough to rent their own apartment, so they share an apartment. So sharing an apartment between 2 and 3 families, you cannot maintain a social distance between those two or
Uh-huh.
three families. If one of them gets it, chances are all of them are going to get.
And that's where you got to be safe. I mean, unfortunately, if you're in a situation like that, there's absolutely nothing you can do about it except follow the proper protocol, which is stay home. And if you're gonna venture outside, make sure you wear a mask. Or, hopefully, I doubt very much that people in Southwest Yonkers have N95 masks, but they have masks. And sanitizing, um, washing your hands. It can't even express how many times you need to be washing your hands. Keep a distance when you are outside. Don't touch anything. When you have your gloves. What I do, I I take a box of gloves with me everywhere I go, and after I finish touching something, I sanitize the glove first. Then I take it off and I put on another one, and I sanitize that as well. You just have to be very, very careful, and you got to do everything you can to kill the virus if it goes on you, by any means necessary. And like I said, the most important thing is it really is to stay home.
Yeah. And guys, since we're talking, please take your bottle of sanitizer in the car with you. When you go in the
I do
car,
that too. Yes.
yeah, you get out, you
Yes.
wash, you put it in your pocket and do. But you know, Lorraine, there is another group of people that I'm very concerned with, which is I call them the forgotten ones, the homeless people. Okay,
Homeless.
they don't care much. They don't care about any health issues, and if they don't care about themselves, much less about getting somebody else sick. They just don't care. They live in shelters in groups together. When one of them gets it, and I'm sure somebody already got it, they're going to get
Yeah.
everybody else sick. Okay, I know that we cannot resolve the homeless issue, but this is not about the homeless issue. It's about us. Because when a homeless person gets it, it is going to infect a whole bunch of people. And then these people are going to come out. They're going to go into a store that you might go, I might go, a child might go, and we're going to infect, they're going to infect a whole bunch of people. And tomorrow we don't even know who infected who, because this is just, exploding, and we don't know who is infecting who. How do you see the issue, not just with the homeless, but also with the jail population? When one of them get it in jail, it's going to go like a wildfire.
Yeah.
How,
Yeah.
what do
Um. First of all, I don't really believe that they don't care. I think that some of the homeless people are in the midst of serious addictions, serious mental illness, depression, everything that goes along with them. If they get the help that they need, if they get sober, if they do the things they need to do, they'll have a clearer mind and they can think clearly. And I guarantee you that they don't want to die. They don't want to die. They don't want to affect people. They don't want to do that. But it brings it back down to the county. I'm going to be honest. You know, the city of Yonkers says the county is taking care of the homeless population. The county's working on it. I say bullcrap. I say bullcrap because they're still out there. It's not aggressive enough. There's got to be another way to get it done. If you're trying A and it's not working, go to B. Try a different way. I don't know what the answer to that is. You know, other than having people go out there and rounding up, and they're not going to do that. So it's a difficult situation. Listen, I don't work for the city. I don't work for the government. I'm not an expert on any of this stuff. I just I just wish that something can be done. You know, I don't know what's going on. I know they have to drop in shelters, but then the drop in shelters, you have to leave, and then you come back around 8 o'clock at night or 6 o'clock at night. So they're actually sending these people out there.
Mhm. But
What's gonna happen if you send them out there?
look, Lorraine, the other day, I have something to confess. I love junk food. I love pizza. So I went to McDonald's to buy a hamburger, and as I go to the booth to place my order, where they have the intercom,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
and I'm making
There
my
was a guy there. I see him there all the time, right?
yeah. So
Yeah.
that guy, I know him long ago. So as I'm placing my order, I look down. I said, "What the hell you doing here, man?" He says, "Well, hard times, blah blah blah." So I came out, give him the elbow hello. Ask him if he wanted
Careful with
anything.
that. Careful.
Yeah, I know. But ask him if he wanted anything to eat. He said, yeah, if you don't mind. So I bought him a meal, gave him a few dollars so he could eat something later. Went there in the morning so we could have breakfast. Of course, maintaining that distance that we need to maintain. But while I'm there talking to him, I said, dude, you know what's going on, right? He said, yeah, I don't care. I said, what do you mean you don't care? He says, I really don't care. If I die, I die. I get away from my misery. The life as is, it's hard enough. So that for me would be a blessing. And that bothered me. Okay.
Yeah.
And the way he feels, there is many of others that feel the same. I don't
Yeah.
have the answers. I don't
There
know
are
what.
people that are not in the streets that feel like this,
Yeah.
that feel depressed and with everything that's going on. And I saw one. As a matter of fact, he was in your group. And Yonkers voice, one gentleman, remember, he said, I don't care, it takes me. I mean, people are getting depressed over this too. But when you said that you gave that homeless man a couple of dollars, to get some food and stuff like that, maybe that's something that we need to stop doing. Because as long as we're feeding them, as long as we're giving them money to get their alcohol, and the liquor stores are open to get their alcohols or their drugs or whatever it is that they do, food or whatever the case might be, they're going to keep coming out because the supply is there for them.
You
We're
know,
supplying.
Lorraine, I have a mixed
I
way.
know it's hard,
I have a mixed
but
way of seeing things, because look, if I was a homeless,
yeah,
what I would want the most is to forget that I was a homeless. If you feed
yeah,
me, if you feed me and I eat a sandwich, yeah, I'm no longer hungry, but I still know that I am a homeless, and I'm still going to have an emotional problems. I'm thinking about my family. I'm thinking about where they are. I'm thinking about myself. So sometimes when you give them that $5 that they're going to
yeah,
use in drugs, and I'm not condoning drugs either. Okay, I'm just saying
yeah.
that $5 that you give them, that they go and buy some drugs or alcohol, helps them forget about the problems that they
They don't
have.
need to forget right now. They don't need to forget. They need to be clear in their head. They need to be clear to know what the hell is going on. If I'm high, if I'm drunk, hey, I don't care.
Yeah, but
I
that's
don't
now.
care. I need to be sober in order to care.
Yeah, but that's now.
Really, really, man, that's the truth.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying it's not the truth, but I'm saying this is not a problem today. The virus is here today, but the homeless were here last week, last month, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. So
Yeah.
the mindset has been there all the time. Yes, they don't need to forget about the current crisis. Yes, we care about them, but I'm talking about the
Yeah,
mindset.
we do. We do care about them. We do care about them. They're human beings. They're human beings. They need our help. They need our help. How are we going to help them? I don't know, because it seems to get pushed from one municipality to another, and this one's responsible and that one is responsible, and we have shelters for them. But then if you're at the shelter, you have to leave, and then once you go out there, you're exposed, and then you might come back and bring it to the shelter because you're homeless. You're not practicing good hygiene. They're not giving them sanitizers to take with them. No
So
mask, none of that stuff.
So now let's move into another subject, because we've been talking about the coronavirus for the last 3 weeks. Things are not getting any better. There is not much updates to put out right now, except okay, we got 1,000 more deaths last night, or
Yeah.
500 people were positive. Only thing that is going to keep changing is the numbers. But I have a problem with the current leader of United States, when the experts are recommending that we wear masks, and the
Mm.
leader comes and says, I'm not wearing any masks. Remember, there is a group of people that follow
That
him
follow him.
of anything that he says. Okay, they
Hmm.
follow him to the teeth. And since now he's saying, I'm not going to wear a mask, guess what? His base, none of them are going to wear a mask. And
Yeah.
many of them might
Until
die.
someone in their family dies, until they infect somebody and somebody in their family dies or they hit close to home, then they're going to wear a mask.
Yeah, but even then, they might say that was a liberal that went there and contaminated just to get back because they Trump supporters. Guys, take this serious. Trump is not a doctor. Is not a scientist. Yes, his great grand uncle went to this IT school, but that was his uncle, not him. Okay, he's
Yeah.
not a doctor. Listen from the experts, from the doctors.
Dr. Fauci. Dr.
Yes,
Fauci.
if they are recommending you wear protective equipment, wear protective equipment. Regardless if you
Hmm.
are a liberal, Democrat, right wing, protect yourself. And by
Hmm.
protecting yourself, you're protecting your own family. You're protecting your
Hmm.
co-workers. So take this serious. Lorraine, now let's move into bloggers.
Sorry. This is
Hey,
Buffy. You're gonna meet my dogs during this. They always. This is my baby. She's the one that gives me all the kisses.
hey,
This
guys.
is Buffy.
I'm glad that Lorraine just picked up her puppy. There is
Mhm.
tons of
This is
people.
what's keeping me sane.
Yes,
Come here, Gigi.
there is lots of people dropping off their pets at the shelters because they think that this virus can come from pets to humans, humans to pets, and
Yeah.
they think that in order to protect themselves from a possible contamination from the animals, their pets, they are dropping them off at the shelter. That
Yeah.
is false.
I would encourage people to do the opposite. If you're going to be stuck at home for several weeks or several months, we don't know. We're climbing the apex now. We don't know what's going to happen when we reach the tip. We don't know if we're going to flatten the curve. We don't know what's going to happen. Everything is unpredictable. I would encourage people to foster an animal or
Well,
adopt an animal because this is the best time to get to know an animal, spend time with it. At least if you don't want to make the commitment, at least foster an animal. It'll get great companionship and you're helping the animal too.
I go with that. Foster. Don't drop your animal off
Yeah,
because
yeah.
foster one. Okay, pets are not contaminating anyone. Anyone is contaminating any pets. That is false. Okay. Number
I heard a couple of stories about that, but then I hear that it's false. So it's hard to tell. I've seen some horrible videos, horrible videos
yeah, and I
that
know
I don't even want to discuss.
yeah, and I know that you are an animal lover as much or almost as much as I. And
No, not yeah. Well, yeah, not as much as you because you
no, no,
probably have
we both.
an assortment of zoo animals in your house.
They're right inside. They're right inside.
Gigi,
My Bidu just died about 6 months ago, and I have Shuko and I have Nikki. Nikki is my little cat, and when she sees me here on my computer, she wants to come and walk right across from my
walk on your
display,
keyboard, right?
lay down on my key because it's on my keyboard because it's warm. So she wants to lay down right on top of it. So now I keep it out when I'm doing a remote interview. But you love animals, and I
Yeah,
remember I remember when Alberto Velasquez and I went to Puerto Rico during the earthquake disaster a few months ago, and I told you I asked you for help. One of the
yeah,
first things you said is please don't forget the poor animals, and
yeah.
uh, and we did just that. We went there. We bought bags of food for those dogs. They wouldn't let us get close to them because they're not used to it.
And you took a beautiful video when I cried. Oh my God, I cried. I was overwhelmed with emotion. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is Gigi.
Hey, Gigi.
Gigi's Gigi's the wait, how do I do it? Gigi's my little one. And she's evil. She bites everybody.
Ah,
Except for mommy. Yeah.
except mommy. So
Except for mommy.
we've had many dogs in Puerto Rico and people we
Yeah.
went around and we give them hugs, we spoke with them, we bought food, and let me make it clear that the idea of going to Puerto Rico was not mine. It was Alberto Velasquez.
Alberta.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and Alberto Velasquez, this is not the first time he did anything like that. He does it all the time. It just happened that many people don't know. They don't know about what he does and what he doesn't. But he's
No, about a year ago, he was doing a project trying to get money
a
for
basketball
a
player.
playground in Puerto Rico, and I worked the grant for him.
That's correct.
He asked me to help him. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whatever transferred, but I believe that they got the playground.
Actually, when we went to Puerto Rico, we had
What
plans
happened?
to go. We had plans to go and visit the playgrounds, but
Okay.
because of all the things that happened and the earthquaking and all that, it got things a
Hmm.
little bit off red. So it went on to in the back burner. But he's doing it. He's doing it, and he does it all the time. Just in a period of 1 or 2 months, I think he was going to Puerto Rico maybe sometimes 2 and 3 times a week. Okay, go
Wow.
back and forth to help people. And once we got to Puerto Rico and we went to many places, they all knew him by first name basis. So he's somebody that who is well known in Puerto Rico for the things that he does. And let me tell you guys, it's not just Puerto Rico. Okay, right here in Yonkers, Alberto helps people right here in Yonkers. You know, bringing water, food for the homeless. So Alberto is a guy with a very good heart, and I wish there were more
Alberto's
people.
a wonderful guy. I knew him. I remember. I remember when I was 15 hanging out with Alberto. I'm 54 now.
You what?
23.
Ah, okay. Yeah. So Alberto is a great guy. You know, if you don't know, never judge a book by its cover. You know, it happens that very often people make judgments on someone because of a picture, because of one video that they see, because of
Yeah.
things like this.
Oh
No,
my God, nobody's perfect in this world. Nobody's perfect in this world. And I always say, you know what? If you're gonna throw stones, never throw stones when you live in a glass house. Everybody has something in their closet. Everybody does. And if it's not them, it's a family member that they don't want people
you,
to know about.
everybody does.
You
Everybody
already
does.
know. You already know. You already
So
know. But at the end of the day, we're all humans. Nobody's perfect. Nobody's
now,
perfect.
Lorraine, let's talk a little bit about people like you and I and other
Uh-huh.
bloggers. You know, I don't know if bloggers is the right name, but people that use social media to broadcast news of what's going on around us.
Uh-huh.
This we don't live in an era that your grandfather lived in. News now
Yeah.
goes out in a different way. That
Yeah.
controlled media that showed you only what they wanted in order to get an opinion based on the narrative that they gave you, it's over. Okay, it's over. Now you have people like me and others, Lorraine, that we give you the news as is. Okay, I show you the video as it is. It's up to you to formulate an opinion this way or that way. I really don't care. Okay, but you formulate an opinion based on what you see, not in 10 seconds of a video, not in 3 seconds of a video. We broadcast our videos of incidents for as long as we can until sometimes law enforcement asks me to move away because I'm on their way. But I show you the whole thing. So you formulate an opinion based on what you see. Some people don't like that because
Well,
the news is too raw. Well, not long
not
ago,
everybody's gonna be happy.
yeah,
Not everybody's gonna be
yeah.
happy. But you know what? Those that don't like it, they still watch.
No, no, no.
They still watch.
You're so right. That's why I tell people all the time, you come on my page because you're upset with this video, but where are you? Aren't you on my page watching those videos?
Watching, yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. They can't get enough. They can't
yeah.
get enough of it.
And very often, Lorraine, those that complain the most are the same ones that share those videos the most. Okay.
or or that hit you up in a private messenger saying, "Ben, I need you for something. Ben, I
Oh,
need your help."
it happens. It happens.
And
But
and then they'll then once that's done, they'll go back and keep talking crap.
yeah, but the mindset of individuals. I have learned so much since I started this page. It has taught
Mm,
me so much about people. Okay, how the brain works, how people act, why. There is always a motive for telling me this or asking me that, and I see that
mm,
often. If I go and film a positive thing, maybe children singing in a school, maybe children feeding the homeless in a park. If I go and
yeah.
film, we get half a dozen views. Nobody shares. Nobody
And
cares.
you put somebody with their intestines out in the middle of the street, everybody watches it, right?
Yes, in a matter of
Yeah,
minutes, I have thousands of views,
yeah.
thousands of hits, and thousands of shares. So who is wrong here? Am I wrong from broadcasting it, or are you wrong for sharing it? Because the video goes out and it's shared because you are sharing it. I only post that video in one place. my platform. What you do with that video is up to you. So if you don't like the raw videos, don't share it. And if you think that I should do more positive videos, then share the positive videos. But keep in mind this, when something positive happens, Lorraine, sometimes I don't even know. But if it's a bad video, if it's a stabbing somewhere, if it's a shooting somewhere, people from right there, from that circle where it happened, are the ones calling me right away. Yonkers voice, where are you? This is happening here. This is happening here. Why don't you come? You know, you don't care no more. But to positive videos, nobody calls. Nobody cares. So it's the mindset, the human mindset, that it's screwed up, not the guy who's reporting it.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
How is your view on that one? How you see the mindset of the humankind?
I'm not speaking about the wonderful good people that watch Uncle's Voice, whether they're good or bad, or whether they're angry one day or another. I'm not getting into that because they'll murder me. But you know what though? Can I just use this platform because there's two things that I think are very important, and I don't want to forget that I want to say, Ben.
Yes.
Number one, the children are home from school. Some of them do not have laptops. Some of them do not have iPads. And I am just urging everyone, if you have an extra one at home, if you have an extra iPad, you have an extra computer, laptop at home that you're not using, please go to the nearest school near you and donate it so that these kids can have some access. I mean, we got families, 3 or 4 kids share home to do their homework. You know, that's no way to learn. That's no way to learn. Or if you have it, if you have the means, buy one, donate it. I just wanted to say that because I know of a couple of families that don't have computers, and they're having a difficult time trying to get these kids to do homework.
And those families that you know, how did
Mhm.
those kids do school-wise when school were fully open and operating normally? Because look, the reason I'm asking.
But there's always the library. A lot of these
No, no,
kids went to the library.
no, I
The
know, but
library had access. Yeah.
no, I see. But the reason I'm asking is because
Uh-huh.
there might be a lot of parents. I know some parents that they allege they care about the education, they care about this, they care about that. But when schools are open,
Mhm.
there is no action, you know, behind what they say. They're never there to help the kids because they in a bar here, in a bar there, partying here, partying there. The kids never excelled in school. So I would hate to give, not to hate, let me choose a better word, a different word. I don't think that I want to go to the extent of buying a computer to give it to a kid because I think he needs an equipment to do his homework, but he's going to end up using that computer to play games, go on
But
Facebook.
you don't. But you don't know that. You don't know that. Some kids want to learn. They want to. If their parents don't help them, they'll homeschool
But
themselves.
you
They
didn't
do what
listen.
they can. It's not every.
You,
It's not all
you,
kids,
you didn't
Ben.
listen to what I said. I didn't say that all
Okay.
kids are that way. What I'm saying is we need to determine that the equipment that we give out are going for the
It's going to
kids
be used
is
appropriately.
going to be
Yes.
used
Yes.
properly.
Yes.
So, but
Yeah.
you,
Maybe a loaner. Maybe a
yeah,
loaner. Maybe you could sign a contract with a kid and say, or with the parent and say, listen, I'll loan this year for a month, for 2 months, or or or, or
or
until
whatever.
needed.
No, but because you as a mother, and if you have a child in your
And
house,
grandmother.
or
Mhm.
grandmother and grandmother, like me, I'm a father and a grandfather. If I have
Mhm.
a child in my house, I know how that child is. I know that if I buy him a computer, he's going to be using it to learn. I'm not saying they cannot use it for fun, but the intent of that laptop is to learn. Okay, so I know my child. So I know if that equipment is going to be used for what it was intended for. Okay, so that's all I'm saying. Not all kids are the same. There are kids that are very much into their education, but we should give tools to those that really want to be educated and using.
You know who determines that? when you take this laptop, this iPad, and you donate it to a school, the teacher determines. The teacher knows what child needs it.
That's
The
right.
teacher knows what's going to learn from it. You
Yeah.
know, and I just wouldn't. I wouldn't give up on any child, regardless of. My grandson. Oh my God, my grandson is 6, and he's a terror in school. They know him, and they love him because he's always at the principal's office. He always got problems, because because of his ADHD. He can't sit still and stuff like that. But at home, he wants to learn. He wants to study. He wants to do his homework. He wants to talk to his teacher.
No,
He
but
wants to feel like he's part of something. Everything is different for these kids. And the recommendation is 90 minutes in the morning of schoolwork. Then you take lunch and do a little bit of recess, arts and crafts, whatever, watch TV or whatever the case may be, and then 90 minutes after.
yes.
And in the afternoon. So what if at 6 o'clock in the evening they want to go in and watch a Beyblade YouTube or play Pokemon video? That's okay too. They need that. They
No,
need
no,
that.
I agree with you. But I agree with that. Donate it to a school, let the teacher, the one who knows the children, and chances are know the parents, make that
Yeah.
determination.
The teachers know.
Yeah, make
Teachers
that
know.
determination on who deserves the computer. Because let me tell
Yeah,
you,
yeah,
we've been running this Yonkers Voice for 11 years, and we had a
yeah.
lot of subjects involving children, education, schools, and all that. And I have seen parents, not all, again, I just have seen parents that they go nuts when it comes to education. Not long ago, we had a topic because parents felt that school was not providing healthy food for their children. A hot
Mhm,
dog? How dare you give my child a hot dog? This, and that. But in the meantime, when it's vacation time and the kids are home, that's what they feed the children. Hot
mhm,
dogs or junk food. But if the school does the same, they all ready to start a third world war, with the school. There is
mhm,
parents that they never go to the school to pick up their kids' report cards. They don't get
mhm,
involved with PTA. They never call a teacher asking, look, how is my child doing? Do you think he needs any help? Do you think uh, maybe there is a way of getting a tutor? Are there any programs available to help him? Never go there. But next year, they want to send their kids to the best schools where they are accepted there based on the grades that they have. So I think
mhm.
parents need to be more involved with the education of their children, to make sure they okay, because those kids are the foundation. How you see that?
I think that even if they don't have a support system at home, even if their parents for whatever reason does not get involved in their education, whether it's because of a language barrier or something like that, um, that doesn't mean the kid's not going to excel, because we could be there could be a kid whose parent just totally ignores him, and he'll grow up to be the greatest neurosurgeon we ever had. I mean, I have faith in the kids. I have faith in them, and I have faith in our teachers, because uh, unfortunately they send these kids to school to be raised by the teachers, to be taught by the teachers, and we got to give them a little bit more credit too. We got to give the teachers a little bit more credit, and you know what? And I don't know. Things have changed right now, Ben. Things are different. Our whole world has changed. The whole education system has changed. Everything changed. Look at what we're doing now. What we never thought would be possible, or we probably envisioned it in the future, but right now we're learning through technology.
Hmm.
Everything is changing. Everything is changing, and it brings me back to the computer. If the kid, if the parent is not paying attention to the kid's education, chances are the parents ain't paying attention to this kid or their
Okay.
kids. and you can have a computer. You can escape from that. It can be a mechanism to help them. With their schoolwork, with socializing, with entertainment to get their mind off them on the boredom.
Okay. Now let me just address this statement from Karina Fontaine. No, Karina,
Okay.
they were not privileged people. They were regular people from regular income, some low income, some medium income, nothing like that at all. Very concerned because the kids got a hot dog, as a meal during the week. In the meantime, they leave their kids on daily basis with a couple bucks to eat pizza because mom is busy or dad is busy. So not always. So anything you want to bring up, Lorraine? Anything that? Let me see if we have a question here from Carmen Bonilla. I think you know Carmen, right?
Hey, Carmen, that's my girl. That's my soul sister.
Hi, Carmen. Carmen, what do you mean by this comment? This is my biggest worry: the children and the education. You mean it's in
Very
regards to?
disconcerting.
Yeah, are you talking from the angle of the parents that are disconnected with the education of their children, or are you talking about that the kids are not getting proper education in the schools? What do you mean? What do you think she means, Lorraine? You know her personally. You probably spoke to
I
her.
think she, I think she, I think she was agreeing with what we were saying.
Okay.
I think she was agreeing with what we're saying, uplift the children, get them a laptop, get them an iPod, try to get them to do work at home, socialize via technology through internet.
Now we have a statement from Lori Eugenio. Each student should have a computer. Basic computer should not be a luxury. I agree, but remember that everything that we get from a city, an invoice comes later on. Somebody is going to pay for that stuff. Yes, they they need a computer. It's not a luxury, it's a tool for learning. But that tool for
Yes.
learning has a price tag to it. And when you look at the city of our size with thousands of students, and if we were to give a laptop to each student, our tax would be going up. And then we would have a problem. No, go ahead, Lorraine, tell me.
I'm not saying give a laptop to every student. I'm saying if you
I,
have a laptop,
I didn't say you said it. I'm not saying you said it.
no, but you know what? Each student should have a laptop
They
or
should.
an iPad, and
They
they
should.
should.
They should. But how do you think the citizens of Yonkers would
Mhm.
react if we say, guys, our kids deserve better? We all talk
Mhm.
about the kids are the foundation for the future, and that foundation for the future is only successful if our kids get a good education now
Yeah.
in order to perform well later on their life stages. So in order to achieve that, we are going to raise taxes and you're going to pay 10 bucks more in taxes so we can buy computers that will give us the foundation for those children. How you think the people will react? Because I see a lot of people.
Well, first of all, that's not a job for me or you. That's a job for the superintendent of schools to deal with. That's it. It's a problem he's got to address. But I'm not saying the school give it to them.
Lorraine,
What I suggest.
I am not saying
Yeah,
that I'm not saying that you're saying that. We are here
no,
talking.
I know you're not saying that. I know you're not saying that, but that's my way of expressing. That's formal way of me speaking. But what I'm saying is, it's very simple. It's very simple. If you have a computer, a laptop, an iPad at home, and you're not doing anything with it, go to your local school, call the Board of Education, see where you can drop it off, and let them make the decision on where it's probably best for it to go.
Okay.
You know, I'm saying now as far as what you're saying, if the schools bought everybody a computer, taxpayers are going to be angry, especially taxpayers that don't have kids in the system that are
Yeah.
already paying a lot
But
of money.
but
I see where you're going with that, but
I'm going on the big picture,
yeah,
not necessarily computers. What I'm trying to say is this: we as citizens, we see lots of things that we need. Now,
Mhm.
regardless if it's a community, we need more police on the street. We need more garbage cans on each corner. We need more of this. We need more of that. We need that. We need this. We need that. But all those wants have a price tag. Okay.
Yeah.
So we want things that will better our city, that will better our lives, that will make easier for us to live in, but we're not
Mhm.
ready to pay for that price tag. And everything that we want has a dollar figure attached to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, and that's something that we don't understand. But I agree. Kids should have a laptop. Maybe the people on top of the board of education should make less money. Maybe they shouldn't have cars. Maybe because the money that they make a year, they can buy their own freaking car. So all of that, maybe that's where they should cut, and not on the education. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying that the wants have a price tag. That's all.
And by the way, Ben, people are already doing this. People are already donating their laptops to the schools, and that's how I found out about this because
Okay.
I know of a little boy that needed a laptop really bad to do his homework, and the teacher was able to get one donated to him.
Uh-huh. So now what else, Lorraine? You've been doing this for a long time. Your experience as a person who run a social platform called, tell us the name of your page, Lorraine, so people can check you
Latino,
out.
all right, it was Latino empowerment, but then Ben called me a couple of times and said, Lorraine, you got to change the name. You got to include others. You got to include others. So we changed it to Latino and Others Empowerment. And then I got backlash because people said it sounded racist. So I was like, I'm damned if I do, I'm damned if I don't. But I do have a, a, a Facebook page called Latino and Others Empowerment. And I just put the news in there. We put the news of what's going on with federal government, local government. We put your stuff in there. We put Brian's stuff in there, Delphin stuff. Everybody puts in it. It's not so much as like what you have, like Yonkers voice. Yonkers voice is unique. It's different in every other way of every other a page that I've seen. Mine is more like a message board. You go in there, if you want information, you just go in there and post it. We get a lot of traction. Get a
Well,
lot
yeah,
of traction. A lot of people.
I think all of us have a unique way of presenting our content. Okay. On Yonkers Voice, I'm not much of a writer, actually, very bad at writing. And I get corrected all the time. I misspelled this, I misspelled that. And I tell people
No,
all the
no.
time, look, I'm not here with the intent of winning the next Nobel Prize in
Oh,
literature.
it's
Yeah, I
yeah.
couldn't care much about that. All that I do is I broadcast things as they happen. I write in the shortest possible way to minimize my errors, give you a little bit of basics: what, where, what day, what time, and what's happening. Sometimes I make errors of what's happening at that moment, because, so let me explain why. Because we get at the scene very early, very often, as the story is developing, and not
Huh.
all the details are known at that time. So we go based on radio transmission, and very often the call that 911 gets about a particular incident turns out to be different than what really happened. So the police gets
Yeah.
to the scene, they start asking questions, they start talking to this one, watching, looking at the videos, and they come to the conclusion that
And then
what
they say, Ben, stand back, stand back.
exactly. Then they come to a different conclusion that might differ, sometimes not, but very often from the original call. So when I say,
Mhm.
look, there were 10 shots, it's not because I want you guys to think that there were 10 shots fired. It's because that's how the call came in as. Okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, and like Lorraine say, and then all of a sudden somebody comes, move back. Hey, and I have to move back. I'm not going to fight with them. Okay. So I moved back. I
We
tried.
see that a lot in your videos.
Huh?
We see that a lot in your videos.
Yeah, yeah,
You having to move back
yeah.
or
Well,
somebody yelling at you. It's so sad. It's like you're in a war zone every time you go out there.
well, I tell them, look, I understand you have a tough job to do, but I also have a job to do. And my
Yeah.
job is get those images that you don't want me to get. Okay.
Mhm.
But that's the way it is, it's a tough job. I have to deal with people that don't want to be filmed. I have to deal with people that get offended by me there, being there filming. Sometimes
Mhm.
some officers, not all. Okay. I have met officers that are extremely polite, extremely nice. They respect what I do. I respect what they do.
For the
But
most part. For the most
yeah,
part, they
for
are.
the
Yeah.
most part, for the
Yeah.
most part. But I have two or three that are assholes. Okay, and
Mhm.
but some people think I am an asshole, so it's okay.
I think.
You think I'm an asshole, you don't have to agree with me,
No, no,
Lorraine.
no. I said sometimes, not all the time.
Only
Not all the time.
sometimes. So
Only sometimes.
there is some cops that don't like me, and the feeling is mutual. There is some cops I don't like. Okay,
Mhm.
but that's life. I don't like everybody. Not everyone likes me. Sometimes there is conflict of personality. That's what it is. Okay, but
Mhm.
I don't hate the police department. I respect those
Nah.
officers. Okay,
Yeah.
I like what they do, and they have a
Mhm.
very important job. But I just film. I just go to the scene, Lorraine, and film. I don't give
You better
in.
be careful going out there these next couple of days. We're
No, no, no.
climbing that peak.
Well, you
You gotta
see,
stay home.
Lorraine, that's why we have in this remote interview. If it was
Mhm.
a month ago, probably I would try to have you one-on-one. Because of the current crisis, it's remote, keeping that to a minimum. Now,
Mhm.
Lorraine, anything that you want to bring up, anything that you
Yes.
feel it's of important, please.
Yes. Yes. I've read. This really tears me up. Um, when I was younger, I was about 15, 17 years old. I was kept locked up in a room and I was beaten every day by a boyfriend that I had. We're not gonna get into where my family was or anything. My family has always been loving and supportive. When you're a reckless teenager, this it is what it is. So I know what it's like to be uh, uh, some, uh, to be in a relationship with domestic abuse. I know what it's like to have a black eye. I know what it's like to get beaten to a pulp, and I know what it's like to feel powerless and not being able to call for help and not being able to escape. And I can only imagine what some people are going through right now. And it's men too. It's men that go through domestic violence right now. But there is a surge in domestic violence cases now because people are home, they're locked up, situations are happening, tempers are flaring. Women sometimes don't do anything. It just happens. Um, in the UK, um, it's happening a lot too. And what the women have done is they're going in, they can't go into a store, they can't go into everything's closed basically. Pharmacies are open. So what these women are doing is they're walking into pharmacies saying, they're coming for a prescription, and what they're doing is they're asking for a special thing. It's a code word they're using. They're asking for a mask 19. Mask 19 in the UK is the safe word, and it alerts the pharmacist this woman needs help, she's being abused. And that's how these women are getting help. I don't think that's the situation we're here in the United States. We don't have that yet. But I would love to see some type of code word, whether it's the same word or whatever the case may be, where women can go somewhere, whether it's a pharmacy or the bodega in the corner, and the people be aware that there are women out there that need help and they don't know where to go. They don't know where to turn. There's nowhere to go at this point. They're stuck. So places like the pharmacy and get and going to the supermarket to get a gallon of milk is something that they'll be expected to do. I wish that we had some type, and maybe Ben, through Yaka's voice. Just you got 28,000 followers, maybe more. You know, maybe they can come up with some type of word, or at least get the word out that if somebody comes to you and you don't understand what they're saying, and it's a woman and she seems scared, then it might be something that you want to take a look at because she's crying out for help. That's what I had to say.
No, it's true. It's true. Well, guys, we've been 40 minutes into this interview. Time went so fast. And when you speak with a bright lady like Lorraine, and
Thank you, my love.
you know, time goes fast. We talked about many subjects. We went all over the place, but that was the intent. Talking about different
No,
subjects.
this was not a particular
Yeah,
topic. This was let's have a conversation. That's what you said.
exactly.
Let's have a conversation.
Yeah, conversation. So now that we established a connection with Lorraine, and perhaps in the future, in the very near future, we might be able to have something like this on a weekly basis, or every 2 weeks, or every 3 weeks, whatever Lorraine's schedule
Mhm,
permits and my schedule permits, and we will
mhm.
pick up on maybe 2 or 3 subjects. We will announce it prior to the interviews, so people that want to talk about that particular issue can join in, ask questions before the interview itself. You can do a little research, put your questions together, and present it here, and and we will answer them.
And let's be clear. I'm not an expert. I'm not a professional. Just like you're a guy with a camera, I'm a gal that cares. That's it.
Exactly. This is
That's
what very often I hear. You're not a reporter, and I tell people, look, if you're going to tell me something I don't know. Okay, I
it.
never said I was a reporter. I am just a guy with a camera. Okay, who enjoys doing what he does. I like to go out
And
there.
you do good reporting.
Okay,
You do good reporting. You might not be a reporter, but you do good reporting.
I go out there, I film incidents, I film things that are happening, and I broadcast it so for the rest of you know what's going on. Because I can tell you for sure, if it wasn't for Yonkers Voice, if it wasn't for pages like mine, you would not know half of the stuff that happens on the streets of Yonkers. But if you're not happy, News 12 has a page. You can go on News 12 and stick around there and get the
No, no,
news.
no, Ben. I think Yonkers is gonna stick with you because you. Everybody knows who Lou Ross is now.
Well, I'm just
Everybody knows you're a legend out here.
Well, all I'm
You're a
saying is,
legend.
all I'm
Uh,
saying,
and I know it for a fact because every time, these last couple of times you've gone out there to video, I've heard people come up from behind saying, "Are you Lou Ross? Are you Lou Ross? Are you Yonkers?" Well, I've been hearing it. I've been hearing it. I think everybody else has too. Yeah.
well, the thing is, guys, don't be so critical. Don't be so much into the criticism. Perhaps once in a while, you should appreciate the sacrifice that we do. We get up at 1 in the morning, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, not because I want to know, because if it's my own curiosity, I could just go watch it and that's it. But I
Yeah.
go and film and broadcast it for you guys to know. And if it
Yeah.
wasn't for us, you would not know the half of the stuff that happens in Yonkers. Are we always correct? No. Do we always say things that are 100% correct? No. But we don't do those things with the intentions to mislead anybody. It's because
Yeah.
very often we don't have the information at the time that we're there. Not even the police has the complete story. They
Mhm.
sorting things out, and like they are sorting things out, I am sorting things out as well. So I give you the best I can give you at that moment, and then later on during the day, as the updates come in, I will update as they come in.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
that's the way we operate. So Lorraine, thank you very much for taking the time.
I
Okay.
can't believe we finally did it. We've been talking about this for years. For
Yes,
years.
that's it.
Yeah.
And it's done. And hopefully we will be doing this more often. And guys,
Yeah.
this invitation goes to everyone who's watching. If you have anything of value, information that you think that others need to know, please get in touch with us. Our email is yv@yonkersvoice.com. Write us an email. On the subject line, write what the email is about, and or give us a way to contact you back, phone number or whatever, and we can reach back and set an interview. Of course, I cannot set interviews with every single person that contacts us. We will filter the stories and decide if we're going to run it or not. Now, we do not run stories because you want to get on somebody else. You have a personal vendetta to settle. Now, we don't do that. We talk about issues that might affect the people, issues that people need to know. Am I clear? Correct me if I'm wrong, okay, Lorraine?
No, you're good. Hey, it's your show, baby. You run it the way you want.
I like
And so far, I see nothing wrong with it. I see nothing wrong with it. You know what, Ben? You have evolved throughout the years with Yonkers voice too. And you was just a guy with a camera. Now you're a guy with a camera that's bringing in very important news. You're not just showing the massacres and who got shot or anything like that. The interview with John Rule, Councilman John Rule, was an excellent interview. I think. Interviews that you're having with our local leaders, with the professionals, and getting out information. You don't just use your platform as the guy with the video. You use it to empower people. You use it to educate people, to inform people. And I think you do a wonderful job. If I'm not, would I be here? No.
Thank you for seeing that way. So
Yeah.
on that note, we're going to conclude our interview for today.
Can I just say one thing?
Of course.
Can I give a shout out to my brother?
Hell no. Hector, no way, no. Hector is a good friend of mine. It's a jewel. I like him, a very mellow guy. It's always a pleasure to speak with Hector. Always.
I do what he says because he's very strict. He's very strict. All he's got to do is tell me once, and I do it. No, he's up there in Mahala. He's a sergeant up there, and they've got several people calling out. And when you're a sergeant, you automatically have to cover the shift and stuff like that. But when he's not there, he's part of George County Executive's emergency response team. So when he's not at work, he's bunkered down in front of the computer, getting data and getting information, helping, emergency service manage their stuff. I just want to give him a shout out, and a shout out to everybody out there that's out there doing an incredible job, whether it's the grocery worker, whether it's the doctor, whether it's somebody like you going out there and getting the news. There's a lot of essential workers, health workers, emergency services workers that we are very appreciative of, and they've become our heroes now. Stuff we took for granted, stuff we took for people we took for granted.
So guys,
we don't take for granted anymore.
I second that motion. And give a shout out to Hector, shout out to all the doctors, nurses, hourly people, anyone on the healthcare industry for the great job that they are doing. Without them, this would be much, much, much worse. They're working tireless. Now, what I hope is that at the end of the year, the time for that bonus that normally the executives get, okay? Normally the executives of those hospitals get that huge fat bonus. Let's hope that this year they will forfeit the bonus and said, no, the doctors, the nurses, the health care people are the ones that deserve that bonus. Let's give them as a token of gratitude for all that they have done during this crisis. Not forgetting our police department, our fire department, our Empress EMS department that also risk their lives to protect ours. Police officers, they go out there, sometimes they don't wear a mask. And even if they have a mask, when they engage with the general public, if they have to get physical, no mask is going to protect them because that mask will be all over the place. But nevertheless, they're there doing their job. So thank you all.
And you know what? Yeah, go ahead.
So thank you all for all that you do, regardless if you give me a hard time when I'm on a job or not.
And then, you know what? We got to pray for our leaders right now in the city of Yonkers. We're at the epicenter of the epicenter of the epicenter, basically. And, you know, a lot of people have been giving the mayor some slack. Well, why are you not here, not around? He's doing so much behind the scenes. Him, the deputy mayor, Steve Levy, Denise DeShalco, Steve Trevert, they're working on this 24 hours a day. Maybe you don't see it, but the work that it trickles down to the fire department, it trickles down to the police department, it trickles down to the emergency service. It's all connected. Oh, everybody's connected. Everybody's working together. I would just say, instead of bashing him so many times, you know what? Pray for him. Pray for him because he needs all the prayers. You don't forget, he's a family man too that has children. He's still a human being.
I agree. I agree.
He's a human being.
There is, excuse me, there is not much that the mayor can do on a daily basis. We have United States President gives us a daily update. We have the governor of New York State giving us a daily update of the situation. So I don't know what else can the mayor add to those updates. Only the numbers.
And he does give his own. He does give his updates on YonkersNewYork.gov every day. Yes,
yeah, and he does. But people expect him to come on TV on a daily basis. I don't think that is necessary. In Yonkers,
because it gives them comfort. It gives them comfort. But we gotta understand things. It's different. Things are different. You know, it is. You can't do that.
I don't know if it's comfort that they give them, or it's just the need to bitch. That I really don't know.
Yeah, some people. Yeah.
If the mayor was talking on Facebook Live every day, some would complain, why is he talking so much? He didn't say nothing.
Instead of going out there working. Yeah.
He didn't say nothing to me today that he didn't say yesterday. Instead of doing this, why isn't he working? So you can never keep everybody happy. So it is what it is.
So then you stay safe out there, okay? Because I know you're broke it down now, but if something happens and there's an emergency, I know you're going to go out there. That's just your nature. That's who you are. And you deliver a great service. People do need to see it, but be safe out there. But don't touch your face. I've been touching my face the whole time we've been into you, and thank God we're home, right? But yeah, just be safe, man.
Take care.
Safe. We love you.
Thank you, Lorraine. I appreciate it. And we should do this more often. What do you say?
Yes, I think so.
Thank you.
I think we're a good team, buddy.
Thank you. Bye. Until next time.
All right. God bless.